What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer. What do you think about that intro, Kevin? That's the thing I do now.
You really came out of the gate firing, man. I didn't really expect that much energy from you.
Yeah, that's
It's pretty
my.
late. Like, are you did you wake up everyone else in your house right just now doing that?
It's very exciting. We're at 90 subs, Kevin. You got to keep the energy high.
This is a big deal. That does warrant the level of energy that you just came with.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't been able to tell from the title of the video, this is a 90 sub thank you video. And also an introduction. Kevin obviously took a little bit of personal time away, and now he's back.
Went on a little vision quest.
So I just wanted to introduce you guys back to him because I know we had tons of positive feedback from our discussion videos. And also, before we get too far into it, obviously the theme of this thank you video for the gameplay that you guys are seeing in front of you now is based off of the card number 90. I should have been doing this all along, so you'll have to excuse me for that.
It's
But
actually a pretty creative idea. No, we should. We're running out of. You're running out of number cards now. You're not gonna.
I know. So yeah,
Opportunities to make content like this is
right.
drop the ball there.
100 we're good. I know there's like C101s or C107s and stuff, so yeah, I'm gonna try to keep up doing that for sure. But yeah,
Just gotta hope you stay at the exact subscriber number for when the video comes out.
I know.
107 subscribers when you do the C107.
I should have been doing it like every 10, but yeah, this is just a really big feat for me. Like, I've just been looking at the numbers a lot, and I'm not too obsessed with the numbers. Like, I know people are like, you're a small channel. Like, yeah, I get that I'm a small channel, but like for me it's like a big difference because, like, I don't know, it's a huge, like, even just having 90 subs.
It's like a tangible thing because like you put like a full-time amount of work into it. Like, there's a video like pretty much every day, and there's a commensurate growth that kind of accompanies that. So it's like a you get in what you put out kind of thing, and it's fulfilling.
It's very fulfilling, and I just want to thank everyone who like comments on all of my videos, and because that's what makes it better. Like, some of you guys are even suggesting video topics for me and stuff, and I do try to do those as much as I can, obviously. So again, like, I'm excited for this journey to come through, and I hopefully you guys want to keep going on this journey with me. But Kevin's here with me, and a big thing I wanted to do was to go over a list of topics that we haven't really been able to touch base on, and I wanted to do this in front of you, the audience, even though we're not live, just so you guys can kind of gauge the interest, like, on your end of what you want to see the most. So we will jump into it here. What do you think about this, Kevin? Our favorite summoning mechanic.
Actually, like, that's the one thing that, like, that was the thing I wanted to actually talk about when I did officially return. That's a that one that's a video topic that's got my jimmies up in a bunch.
Yeah, I just feel like that's a unique topic that I don't know if I feel like a lot of people don't even think about, but I definitely have an answer to that question, like, for sure. So I
That's
really,
something I'm gonna be excited to talk about. Yeah.
yeah. Another one I have is top 5 cards that we want to see with a new design.
That's interesting because I think for the longest time I feel like people have kind of had like this I wouldn't say it's like an active issue because it's like it's very easy to ignore at the same time, but like I feel like a lot of people are kind of disenchanted with card art on cards nowadays. Like, it's kind of just like this thing. It used to be like very vibrant and it stuck out and it was distinct, and now it's kind of just like a run of the mill, not very detailed kind of. It's hard to describe like the current state of card art in Yu-Gi-Oh, but I think people will understand what I'm trying to get at here. That it's not just very distinct. The style kind of is. It's hard to say bland, but it does kind of feel that way, doesn't it?
I just think one of the huge things for me, at least when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, is like the reason I play Yu-Gi-Oh, I think, over Magic is because card pretty, if that if
I
that
think
makes sense.
inherently,
Yeah.
inherently the design of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, like not even just like the art of the monster or whatever it is, a spell trap or anything. Like inherently, the layout and format of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, I think, looks better and more appealing to my eye than a Magic card. Magic cards
Yeah.
just look very, very bland and plain to me. And that's no disrespect to Magic, but like that's just like that's one of the reasons I've never actually gotten into it. Like a secret rare Yu-Gi-Oh card is just like it could be the shittiest card possible, and you could put a secret rare in it. You could print it as secret rare, and I'd be like, damn, that's a good looking card.
In that end, there's just like source material to go off, so cards have a lot more meaning than like most others ones do, in my opinion. So
Yeah, like the anime and stuff.
yeah, because there's like, wow, I remember seeing that, and I just think that's really cool. So that was kind of the story behind that. So I am pretty excited to do that. I wish I was artistic so I could do like a mock-up video of kind of what I would want them to look like, but maybe we can, maybe if anyone who subs is like into drawing, maybe we can kind of collab on that. That'd be a really cool community project, but I guess we can talk about that another time. Next thing we have here is should Konami make an online platform because it's being dominated by secondary market right now? What do you think about that?
That's tough because you can kind of make the assertion that Konami doesn't care, right?
You're a little bit.
They don't really care because they don't do much to influence the secondary market. They don't outright address shit that goes on in the secondary market sometimes because one of their cards is reselling for $1,000, and I can't imagine that makes them too happy. But at the same time, I don't see them rushing to address it.
Yeah. So you guys will have to tell me if you guys want us to talk about that sooner rather than later, because I do want to eventually get to all these topics. So you guys can kind of tell us the order that you're interested in this in. But one of these I know you'll like because I'm like really excited to do this video is our top 5 favorite cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! For whatever reason.
I'll say that right now. Like I'm very excited. That's a prospect that does excite me. None of the cards I pick will be competitively viable.
Oh, me neither, for sure. Yeah.
Single one of them will be.
It'll all be very fun based.
Competitively viable makes me miserable.
Yeah.
Every time I see infinite impermanence, I feel like I have to poop. Like
We need a common reprint of that card so bad.
Go to the bathroom.
I think Infinite Impermanence was on my list of top 5 cards that desperately need a reprint. So if you guys haven't seen that video, I recommend you guys should check it out.
Nothing against Infinite Impermanence. It's a great card, but it's just the fact that it's just like
Not accessible to anybody who isn't rich.
Required, and I just hate like Ash Blossom makes me kind of want to vomit every time I see it. Yeah, every time I just see an Ash Blossom, I'm just like, okay.
It does kind of bother me too, even though I use it because you kind of have to.
I'll give you a teaser. It's like every time I see the Seal of Orichalcos, I'm like, wow, that's a good looking Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Ooh, we need a Starlight rare Seal of Orichalcos, but
Just a reprint of it in general. I think it's the only printing of the Seal of Orichalcos is the Ultra promo card.
you might be right.
It's
I know I have one or somewhere. I think I bought one once for a 10-Yi deck. Don't ask me why. I was a young boy.
I need you to send that my way, by the way, because that's one of the ones that I'm gonna want to have.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy that binder, and maybe we can do like a binder episode. We can talk about our favorite cards in the binder. Moving on. Moving on. Kevin, me and you have to talk about season 2, episode 1. It is a mind-shattering episode in my of the
Original Yu-Gi-Oh!
yes. It's some events.
I'm trying to remember. All right, so let me know if I'm right. Is it the one where like the Battle City tournament like hasn't even started? Like Kaiba hasn't even thought of the idea to have the Battle City tournament, but Yugi gets like trapped by Bandit.
Yeah,
Barn that's on fire.
Dude, there's so much to analyze outside of just the duel that when I watched it, I couldn't possibly conceive the events.
You know, it'd be a good format for that is just like a live reaction to that episode.
Yes, dude, I'm telling you.
Base cams on, and we just watch that together, and it just
it's crazy.
I'm down for that. I'm super down.
And I do want to do a live duel between me and you using the new list of rules that Konami had listed out. which includes like not being able to touch each other's cards and all that kind of stuff. And also we can talk about in that video the new app that just came out, because Konami officially released an app for looking up cards and a life point counter. But the interactivity from that video, which is what I want to go over with you guys, is what decks you want Kevin and I to use for this live duel.
For sure.
I think that'd be really fun. I haven't played paper Yu-Gi-Oh in like centuries.
It's been a very long time. I am kind of getting the itch for it.
Oh, I for sure, man. Like so bad.
Quick digression before we move on. I'm on Netflix right now to see how viable our idea was to watch the season 2 episode 1. So Yu-Gi-Oh is on Netflix, but only seasons 1 and 3.
Oh, that's
do with that information what you will.
Oh, I didn't know that. Did they just change that?
Hulu. All of it is on Hulu.
Oh,
5 seasons were on Netflix, but now
that's right.
Only 1 and 3 are on Netflix. But
yes.
all 5 have always been on Hulu.
That is correct. Okay, that totally makes sense. And the other video that I may do solo, it will kind of depend, but the top 5 cards that I would want to see paired with the Fang of Critias, I really want to do that video because I just feel like that'd be one of the most like fun things that you could pair up with it. Like I feel like there's so many new trap cards.
Hermos is just not a thing.
Hermos would be fine if they were warrior monsters for the archetype. Like you would pretty much need a structure deck basically, and I think that's fine. But it's just gonna have to happen, or else there's no reason to play it because you have to just like shove warrior monsters into the deck when you really don't want to, basically.
Critias is an interesting card because it's like there are always going to be new, like, kind of interesting trap cards that you're going to have the potential to pair it with.
Yeah, normally I wouldn't say anything, but the thing is that they did make new cards that to fuse with Critias that aren't from the anime, so they're obviously like not opposed to just
the Destruction Dragon that was part of I think Legendary Collection Kaiba.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that was ever
Mirror Force Dragon. I'm like 90% sure isn't from the anime.
Mirror Force. I just watched those episodes. Mirror Force Dragon was in the anime.
Oh, it was interesting.
Yes, it was.
But yeah, and also yeah, the idea of fusing trap cards with spell cards is so cool to me. So I definitely want to do that. But that's kind of the list of topics you guys can expect coming up here. If there's any other things, obviously I'm sure there's tons of plenty of other stuff that you guys are interested in. Let us know in the comments, and eventually we'll probably get around to it. It's not like I have 100,000 subs where I can't just accept requests at all. So Kev and I are pretty open to that kind of stuff.
We'll get around to it sooner or later.
Is there any topics that you have ever been interested in talking about Yu-Gi-Oh wise that you feel we could do in a future date?
Just the thing that like gets me kind of just like always revolving around the game in some form, to varying degrees of how into the competitive landscape I am, is just like how much I think the anime like deserves a lot more respect. I feel like not enough people kind of like talk about the anime and how kind of influential it was to why people play the game, and the fact that like a lot of these cards that were either once exclusive to the anime or like are inspired by the anime are kind of making their way into like more and more kind of competitive decks. That's something I think is worth exploring, and I think it's because for some reason, like, nostalgia is like one of the most powerful marketing. Like, you'd agree, nostalgia is like an incredibly powerful marketing tool, right?
Yeah, the newest set that just came out is the cover card is the new guy of the Fierce Knight support. So
that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like they gotta lean way. They could lean way more into that.
Oh, we could also talk about how gross the new anime is. It's just not good, dude.
Wow. So you've dabbled in it?
Yes, I have for sure, because as you guys probably know, or maybe not, I love the Yu-Gi-Oh animes. Like, I legitimately watched all of them.
Oh, yeah, we should rank them.
Yeah, so there's only only the last seasons of Zexal are the literal only ones that I have not watched episode wise. So
Zexal stinks.
It's
Don't enjoy watching Zexal very much.
It's not very good, man. It's my least favorite of the animes for sure. But dude, you gotta watch Brains, bro. That it is life changing.
I'll get it inside.
Yeah, I love that show. So, yeah, I mean, the thing is, and I know this is another thing that we'll end up talking about. I think, the reason why I don't like Sevens, which is what the new anime is called, is they don't mix in regular duels with the rush duels, and that's what Vrains did so well. Like their whole idea was speed duels, and speed duels were definitely a part of the show to push that product. But at the end of the day, you had balls to the wall Yu-Gi-Oh still in that show, and the fact that it was missing was so frustrating. But yeah, I mean that'll be another topic for another time. We are just about wrapping up here. This is the last duel. I know Kevin can't see it, but I did want to have these duels in the background while we talked. But it's nice to have you back, Kevin, and I know all the subs will certainly will. And if you guys are newer to the channel, I recommend going back. I would say probably about a month ago is when I posted a bunch of discussion videos. They're all super good, honestly. They're all like a little disjointed, but very casual oriented, but fun. Like it's just a bunch of dudes talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's kind of my form of a podcast because I would love to do a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, but I just don't have the time to honestly put the effort into kind of designing that thing. But yeah,
podcasting in general is just a fool's errand at this point, I think.
Yeah, it's just you have to put a ton of effort into it, and I my ultimate dream and what I really want this to be is I just want to be able to tag in on someone's podcast. So, when I get big enough, I'll have enough attention to kind of just sucker in on someone's
That's
thing.
definitely the wave. You can't podcasting is in general. This is a digression. This is the final video, but podcasting is such a diminishing returns act, just because you have to do so much. You have to dedicate a fair amount of time on a weekly basis to doing it, just to be literally just get passed over, because the amount of attention it requires for someone to listen to an entire podcast is ridiculous.
It's tough.
So I'd rather just I'd rather just put that effort into making one YouTube video that someone can watch over and over again.
Yeah, and if you guys knew me originally from Twitch, which I know I probably had when I was first starting to gain followers where I came from, yeah, please understand that aspect of it. That I just would rather make higher quality YouTube videos than just streaming on Twitch, because the thing is with Twitch, they're not always super high quality, because you can't always expect everything on Twitch to be that's the greatest thing ever versus an edited video, if that makes sense. Those were the replays, and those are Kevin's discussion. And again, I know we kind of got off on it, but thank you guys again so much for 90 subs. It's a huge feat for me and Kevin in the Blue Milk Boys platform. And I'm introducing Kevin back on the gaming side, but obviously, as you guys see in the description, I always link the regular Blue Milk Boys channel, which is a podcast and a YouTube channel, which is what all of this is about, me joining as Blue Milk Boys Gaming. So please be sure to pay attention to that.
I just want to say congratulations to you, because you have, there's no doubt that you have carried the gaming channel on this side of the the greater Blue Milk Boys brand, and so this is your accomplishment. And, you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, no, it's super fun, and the best part about this is that I am having fun, and that I just enjoy the time I've been spending with everybody, and this is ultimately my dream. This is what I want to do in my life. So the fact that I feel like I'm definitely gaining momentum towards there is all because of you guys. And the future is, we're just getting started, and who knows where this could go. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful day. Any last words, Kevin?
To the moon, baby. Let's do this shit.
Yeet.